Okay, well, I think in that case, I'm gonna try to maybe feed her, since she's calm now and receiving me, I'll feed her a little bit of like grass and then just kind of turn her around and like.
Is just real quick, is the right verbiage the cow is receiving me? I don't handle animals that much.
Bro, you are not from the same mountain that I am from.
Over my head, I hate you. I love it. Since the cow is open to.
Go ahead.
The cow is not threatening.
The cow is open. The cow is receiving.
Anyway, I'll feed her a little bit of grass. She's kind of calm now, so I'll keep her that way with some food, and then kind of like
Are you drugging the cow now?
pat her on the hindquarters or whatever, and like try to get her to go
Wait,
wherever
what?
she'll go.
Okay, so the chow is chewing the cud, and
the leg, not the ass.
I get it. The cow is chewing the cud, and you're slapping the hindquarters as it receives
There you
you
go.
non-threateningly.
Yep, there you go. You got it.
Echo, do you want to do anything with this cow?
No, I'm good.
Ramp, do you want to
Doing
do
it all.
do you want to do anything with the cow? If everybody is ready, the best recap I can give. Let me think about this. The group explored various parts of Phandalin. They went into the well at Barthen's Provision and found some interesting items down there. They revisited the Sleeping Giant Tap House, which they had last visited when the Red Brands were rummaging, pillaging, wreaking chaos across the city. They only to find that the Psy Goblins were pretty much taking their space. It's almost like the bad guys are leveling up. Let's see. The Psy Goblins were a bit harder than anticipated, I believe.
They hit like trucks for sure.
Mm.
And there are more to come.
They hit like a fucking truck.
And at the end, we went to the Miners' Exchange where the cornerstone had been removed. And we let the building slide in and collapse because we don't think there was anybody inside, I think. There are some miners that went off in one direction. We decided that it would be best if we recovered our energy first, which we went to the orchard. We had a little bit of talk with Gwyn Orsong, a very learned dwarf. And then we nodded off for the night with Fram sleeping out under the stars, watching the silvery river that runs through the night sky. And then all of a sudden, we had returned, we had found ourselves in a place long ago that a situation didn't exist anymore. The Stonehill Inn, in the middle of the exact fire that burnt it down before the group set off. A fire that no one seems to remember but the group. And yet here you are, and in that tavern, in that inn, is the dark version of Echo that formed when she first encountered her first Obelisk shard. The dark version of Nyx, which also came into play shortly after she came in contact with hers. But standing hauntingly in the fire as well are lost companions from the past. A half-orc paladin and a little Russian rogue. And standing there too is what seems to at least be an image of Tobin that doesn't seem to move or anything. It's just an image of the past plastered in the present. And as we begin,
All three of them are like that, or just Tobin?
Nesfin, Drova, and Tovin all seem to just be standing lifeless in the fire. At best, half aware. At worst, not aware at all. Dark Nyx and Dark Echo do seem to be aware and interacting with you. As Dark Echo sets up mugs of ale on the counter in the middle of this burning inn and says, "It took you long enough to get here. Now it's time we help each other."
Help each other.
Yes.
I'm listening.
Bramka's in the back screaming, "What the fuck is going on?" Everything's on fire. Why are you drinking?
It feels like we're in the upside down.
Dark Echo looks at you. This is Fram, right? Not Tobin.
Yeah, this is Fran. Do I need to roleplay Tobin? Because I'm down for that. I'll pull out his character sheet.
Not yet, but we could.
All right.
Let's see where things go. Dark Echo puts up a mug of ale on the corner and says, "Hush now. I have to explain."
Someone's really should.
Dark Echo looks at you and says, "Where the embodiment of you are on the shards. And the shards are being gathered and taken, and we need people to stop the ritual that's occurring."
Oh.
You can see her mouth move, and it seems to be missing words. It's almost like roll an intelligence check. Or an insight check, perhaps, whichever one's better.
Yeah. Oh no. I got a 9.
Oh no.
Oh no. So with the 9, she's saying full sentences that you aren't hearing. And then it kicks back in. The shards were built for a specific purpose a long time ago, and they're being corrupted now. We represent a certain point in time in the past, and we were created to restore that time in case of catastrophe. And she starts talking again, and anybody that's watching her, Grum, Nyx, Fram, anybody that's talking her or watching her can roll either an intelligence check or a wisdom insight check to try to get a sense of what she's saying.
All right, I'll
Rolling the app. She said they were created to do what?
That they were created to restore the past. You're welcome to inquire more about it.
Oh, yeah. First we roll this insight.
I will do that. Oh, just a big ol' 8. Oh, why didn't I give myself guidance?
Come on.
I'm giving you guidance. Grum has guidance.
Grum has guidance.
Probably won't make it. Well,
good.
what is that, a +4?
Yep. +4.
Let's see if I can at least make a 10. Hey!
You got a 10. Congratulations.
Whoa.
Right? Oh, it's got a 20 bet.
Nyx got a 20. It's very difficult, even as you're watching her lips move, to catch words that she's saying. But you can see a word. It looks like the first She's saying something that starts with an M. And you can see the shape of her lips, and you think you can hear the come out. But it just kind of like gets sucked back in as she speaks it. And then she starts saying something else that goes fuh, and that gets sucked back in. It's like something is actively blocking her from trying to communicate with you.
That's not odd.
She puts her hands on the countertop and looks at you and she says, "Do you understand?"
No.
No.
Well, what don't you understand?
What? Where to start? What time are you from?
She looks at you and she says, "We are not from a time. We are a time." And as she speaks, she puts up her hand towards you, her palm face out towards you, in a gesture that she's intending for you to touch her hand.
I kind of look around, and I'm going to slowly reach out, and I'm going to touch her hand.
As you make contact with her hand, you can see that the parts that you touch become a very radiant white light, and it bursts out into the room around, and everybody is engulfed in that light for a second.
Oh, hell.
Sorry, guy.
And as the group comes into this new place, Echo, I had to make this kind of on the fly. Please forgive me, but I hope you'll play along.
Absolutely. Whatever happens, let's go.
Echo, you are standing on a country estate that you recognize as one of your families. There is snow covering the ground, and the path that leads up to the door feels as real as anything you've ever seen.
Is anybody else with me?
Nix, Crumb, and Prim. What do you do?
Okay, briefly here. Is the map gone or is it just me?
I don't see it either.
Yeah, no map for me.
Let me.
Okay.
I think I can explain. Click and drag down. You're probably in the fog of. You're probably in the fog of war.
I thought I froze, man. I had to refresh and close my page and everything.
This is a larger map.
Gotcha.
Fancy.
Let me refresh mine. It's still not behaving.
You have to scroll out to like 40%.
Yeah, just zoom out first.
Come on.
Ah, there we go. Now it's working. Okay. I'm gonna look around and make sure that my friends are like moving and seem real.
Are you guys moving and do you seem real?
Yes.
I look at myself and
My
I'm like,
chest moves as I breathe, yes.
I look at myself and I'm like, am I fucking here? What the hell is going on?
I kind of pinch myself.
That's fine.
Okay, ouch, that hurt. I guess I am here.
Okay. Well,
Echo,
Echo
would you
just
like
starts
to
walking
explore?
up the path. Yeah, Echo just starts walking up the path towards the house.
All right, the cobblestone is more or less tended to, but there's still a crunch under feet. And there is coldness in the air. It's like you've been transported into a winter wonderland.
Love putting out those winter vibes.
Echo, let me ask you this about your family in the game. Would they keep the front door locked or unlocked?
It would be unlocked.
Okay, then you are welcome to open that.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the door handle and push it open a little bit and peek inside.
And you see in front of you a long wooden hallway, at the end of which is a grand set of stairs that goes up. There are rooms off to the left and right. And there is one of the family's attendants who is standing by the stairs and looks out and says, "Can I help you?" And you would recognize him to be Heathcliff.
Yep.
But let's say
Love
it's a younger version of the man than you would last remember.
Oh, okay. Yes. Are Hadriel or Corita here?
He says, "Yes, but occupied at the moment. Do you have an appointment?"
No, not exactly. I was invited, but wasn't given an appointment.
"Well, many are welcome here. Come inside and I will see what I can do." And he motions you inside and motions everybody behind you inside as well. I think that you would remember your family as being hopefully welcoming.
Awful lot of wood.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you guess it? And he disappears around a corner. And he leaves you all to yourselves.
Immediately Grum grabs Echo's attention and is like, "Where the fuck are we? You know these people. You know where we are."
Wherever they are, they're loaded.
Yeah, this is this is where I grew up. This is home.
Grum's eyes like widen like a doe. Like,
Yeah, this is
and
my
he
house.
just starts kind of like dusting himself off, like his skirt and shit. He dumps his feet a couple times, make sure there's no dirt tracking.
All right, let me get my little
I'm,
cheat
like,
sheet
wiping
out
it.
here.
Wiping my hands on my clothes.
Okay. So you spot Echo in each of the side rooms, which are just largely for company, but very large. You see two of your siblings. Make a perception check.
Y'all, I'm so nervous.
Me too.
All right, 14.
They are much younger than you've last seen them.
Okay.
And let me ask you one more question, just so I know how to play them. How would a young Zuriel and how would a young Lexandra, what would their personalities be?
Let me look at my cheat sheet. So Zuriel is very, like, sure of himself, very cocky. And Lexandra is probably, I don't want to say snobbish, but very much comfortable in her station in life.
Okay. Then let's see, I believe Zuriel was the oldest, so let's put him somewhere in his early teen years. And
Oh, wow, okay.
he comes up and he looks at the room and he says, "Father's company. Hello."
Echo's gonna
oh,
kind
yeah.
of curtsy. Hi.
He gives a little bow that seems practiced, like he's been practicing to meet nobility, and he just gives you that slight bow. And he says,
Grum. Oh,
"No, go ahead. Yes, what would Grum say?"
I was gonna say Grum would kind of respond in kind, but instead he's like, you can imagine him standing straight as a board, and then just as stiffly bows from the waist 90 degrees.
As you do that, the girl on the right comes up to the edge of the other room and says, "Zuriel, mercenaries. Look at them. Very good at fighting, not nobility." And Zuriel just kind of keeps looking at the group. "Welcome to the manor house," he says. "I'm assuming you're here to meet with Father."
Yes. Yes. We were told this was a wonderful place to visit, and look for a little aid in some humanitarian issues we have back home.
"Father is a good servant of the people, and our family remembers that we have an obligation to help. I will go tell Father that you're here." And he heads off that way. And just so you have a lay of the land, your father has a study off here and a library back here. The dining room is here. And I'm going to let you kind of explore the rest. You said Lexandria is... It wasn't snobbish, was it?
Well, she's pretty snobbish.
Nyx, she looks at you and she goes, "Hello, welcome to the house. Please don't tear up any of the furniture with the horns, please. It's very expensive. But you're welcome to be here, of course." Somehow trying to straddle that line between snob and not snob.
Oh, I love it.
Nyx, how would you react?
Oh. Okay. Because tieflings do that kind of thing.
You don't do it on purpose. Understand, it's just that your horns, you don't know how sharp they are. One time, a tiefling came here. The wood from his hooves, the wood was all scratched up. We had to get a mending spell. Of course, tiefling are welcome in our home. Would you like me to find you something to help you feel comfortable?
Sure.
She goes, okay, wait here. And she goes through, and she goes up the stairs, and the sound of the wood echoes through this place. I wonder if that's where someone was named for. The group is now alone in this area. What would the group like to do?
Ooh, decisions.
Just so everybody's aware, Echo is like pale. She is just not handling things right now.
Grum is going to motion the group over to this. Come on. Computer's slow, over to this area where Zuriel was. And he waves a little baggie out in front.
I just shrug
And then he
walk
takes a
over.
sniff from the baggie. It's specifically the baggie that he got from the inn. From who was it that gave it to him? I can't remember who gave it to him.
It wasn't Pip. It wasn't the child.
No.
It was
the
like
waitress.
Yeah, I think it was-
I can't remember her name. Yes.
Shifty ass waitress.
Yeah, the one that's usually like in the back. I can't remember her name either. But that sweet smelling baggie is
So
what he sniffs.
just so you're aware, this is a fireplace, and there are two chairs that are facing towards it. The fire is lit. There is a grandfather clock. There's finery in this room. The rugs looks very expensive. There's a painting on the back wall. And there are two suits of armor here and here. But it seems both expansive and kind of cozy at the same time.
Nice digs, Echo. Why did you leave?
For real.
I just needed to. Wasn't really much here for me. Well, I guess she needs to be in the room.
And just so you know... wrong button. Exit, 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 exit. They're all open arches that lead on.
So I like that kind of floor plan. That's nice, bro.
Yep.
But yeah, so I'm just sitting by the fireplace, getting ready to roll whatever this sweet smelling gunk is.
It's oregano.
Right?
It's
Got
oregano.
ripped
It
off.
smells sweeter than it should.
That's the PCP that's in the oregano.
So what you're saying is good times, good stuff.
I'm saying you have.
That's why we got transported to her family home.
I'm saying you have a minus 2. I'm saying you have a permanent -2 to charisma now because you're always going to be fucked up for life.
Well, I mean,
Grub, if you would like to take a hit of any substance you have on you, you are welcome to roll a Constitution saving throw. Tell me how much of it you're taking before you take.
have you ever seen Snoop Dogg take a hit?
Apparently, you just want to automatically fail the.
Okay, I'll just give him
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, so what you're saying is you're taking a big hit.
Yeah, it's like straight out of half baked.
You even with that big of a hit, with that con save, you just catch a very light buzz.
Bullshit. I'll take another one because puff puff.
All right, do so. Do another con save with disadvantage.
Okay. As soon as there we go. I'm running on a potato tonight, guys, so forgive me if I'm a little bit time consuming.
A potato?
My computer's really, really slow.
Grum, you're certainly catching a buzz as you're standing there.
All right, cool. I'll just kind of hold it up for whoever wants to take it after.
Does anybody want to follow Grum doing a hit in Echo's childhood home?
I will look at Echo without trying to seem peer pressury,
I
but I
run
see
over.
her whiteness, so you know.
I run
her
over.
paleness.
I run over to Grum and I'm like, "Bong brothers."
Hey,
Feel free to
what,
do. Feel free to do a Constitution saving throw. And how big is your hit?
Oh my god. A 9. I do like a 1. I do a 1-hitter. That's about. see how I do.
You feel a little bit worse than Grum. Maybe
man.
Grum's just more experienced at this.
Maybe.
don't worry, I got it from Tobin, actually.
Oh.
I learned from Tobin.
I'm like feeling it. I'm like, whoa, you must have got this from Tobin.
Let me ask you this. Echo, during your adolescent phase, how much would Echo have done stuff like that?
I would say probably a little bit, but not like party girl by any means.
Make me a perception check really quick.
Oh, is it not weed?
Oh, there's my
What are we
roll
talking-
too.
She had a coke habit.
Which girl problems, right?
that nice carpet is just like saturated with cocaine from all the time she's accidentally spilled it.
Echo, what'd you get?
22, I think.
Okay, it's just not showing on my log. I wonder why.
No, it didn't. I got an 18. Yeah, 22.
Okay. You see a gardener, the gardener that you know, looking out across and into the room that you're in. You know that the family has a little magical garden over here.
Oh.
Aw, a magic garden. Ooh.
And we're just getting toasted. It's what better time to walk through the garden, man?
It's not a big garden.
Yeah, Echo's gonna wander out and come in the big arch. And well, I'm gonna ask first. Excuse me, is it okay if she kind of gestures in front of her and come in and look at the flowers?
Are your intentions good?
Yes.
Then come in. This is our garden that we keep to Ilmater. Come. And
It's beautiful.
as you step in, not only because this is open to the air above you, you don't feel any of the cold. You feel a very warm, calming sensation that kind of hits and flows with you with each step that you take. And it feels very much at home. It's very pleasant here. I like it very much.
Gardens like this are my favorite.
Yes, it was a special gift to us. We've done much work in service. We keep it in service as well. Anyone with good intentions is welcome to walk in it.
Hello.
Julia says hello.
Hi, Julia.
Hello.
They all say hi back.
love you.
Remember, don't do drugs.
Unless the prescription.
Even then.
She gets a very big exciting kick out of coming in when we're recording or streaming because she likes to appear on streams. She is currently trying to get me to let her have her own YouTube channel where she does Roblox and stuff like that.
Aw.
Very, very sweet child.
That's adorable. I love that.
Okay, the gardener just looks at you and she plucks something from a tree that looks very flower-like and hands it to you, Echo. And you would have handled so many of these growing up, but there's just something so special about this garden.
Thank you.
Is it a weed farm? Is that what this is? Is that why like they're so loaded?
Echo, is this a weed farm?
No.
Dude, no, man. This came from the inn, bro. And then he just kind of like backhands him on the chest, like, come on, man, be better. Do better.
I'm like giggling. Come on, man. I mean, she's loaded and have this nice garden with special plants out there. Come on.
Look. Not everybody with money gets it from drug money.
Fram, would you interact? Would you interact with the garden at all?
I would actually. Like, I would, now that I'm like feeling pretty good, I would probably walk through it. There's trees, right?
There are trees, and really there are flowers and all kind of plants that you can't necessarily see. But as you walk in with your connections to Yggdrasil and whatnot, you can kind of see the mystical nature that connects these plants and everything in this garden to one another.
Kind of like a Avatar, like all the plants or whatever kind of have like a root system that gives them a consciousness or something.
I have never seen Avatar.
That's okay. You're lucky.
Have you seen any movie where white people take over Native American land?
I live in that movie.
Yeah, then you've seen Avatar.
There's actually, I'm trying to think of a real life location. It's like the world's largest organism is actually a group of trees somewhere in the world because like their roots like
Yes, it's like a single tree or something. It's
yes.
Is it the redwoods?
No, it's I don't know. A part of me just wants to say it's like in Colorado or something maybe, but
Is it Colorado?
Interesting. I'm surprised it wouldn't be somewhere in the Amazon or something.
Yeah, it's like a grove of trees. Anyways, is that kind of what it is? Like they all kind of share this root system and they're magical at the same time, or
It's like the swamp is
Yeah,
the
I
last
could.
Airbender.
I think that's very acceptable as a descriptor.
okay.
It's in Utah.
In that case, like I would be very given how I mean, usually like I have my own weed, and this is actually I use it for like more like spiritual journeys and stuff. So now I'm like in a kind of spiritual mode and just kind of like kind of in awe at the moment, and stoned, but like in awe.
Fram, make a religion check for me real quick.
While he does that, Grum is he's gonna turn to Nix and offer her a hit
Can I give myself
while they're
guidance?
walking in the garden.
You could give yourself guidance, yes.
Hell yeah, give myself guidance. I mean, nah, I don't need it. It's a 17.
You recognize that there is a base kind of spiritual connection, but there is also a dedication kind of towards specific deities.
Doggies have something that I shouldn't have
Alright.
Then take it off the doggies.
They're too strong.
Alright, and you said this was like a garden dedicated to Ilmater, right?
Yes, I have to go take something off the puppy. I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Sure. So with the trees out here, given my connection, would I be able, and given that Yggdrasil connects different like worlds and stuff, would I be able to like use that connection to tell if we're like in a different world or if we're just like back in time or what like
What
the deal with that
what
is?
would you like to try to roll to ascertain that truth?
Nature.
No.
All right, go ahead.
Wait,
Easy.
sorry, survival. I had notes here that I actually had a plan for that. Survival.
The little puppies came in for ya.
Yes, the puppies came in because you let them in. Because you thought
Oh, yeah,
I came in to help you
21.
again.
all right, give me a second. I got puppies. Well, you catch on. All right, Julian, please step outside.
Aw, you can give puppy attention. It's all good. I'll take that.
No, she's dancing for the camera.
Come back.
All right, so what did you roll? You roll a 21 on survival.
Yeah.
You're trying to ascertain if this is a reality. Yes.
Yeah, if this is like if this is like an actual reality that we're on.
You have no reason to believe that it's not.
Okay. And for justification why I use survival over nature for that is given that he kind of was like transported to the Feywild accidentally, learning how to like navigate was kind of more of like a survival thing, like trial and error, like learning how to navigate the tree and stuff.
Yeah, these things seem as grounded to reality as anything else that you've seen.
All right. I look over to Grum and I'm like, Grum, this is some serious shit.
Did Grum just roll another?
Okay.
Did you just roll
But,
another
like-
constant? Did you just take another big hit?
Yeah. But like, I guess I'm pretty okay, even though my eyes may be a little glassy. But like, I'm just like, bro, crazy has been life story.
I have to go rescue a shoe now.
As we talked about crazy, right?
Puppy's just having fun tonight, isn't it?
Is it up in a tree or hanging from a pole or no? What are they? Damn, the power lines. There we go.
Oh yeah, telephone lines or whatever.
Yeah, I still don't get it. Like, I've Googled that shit. I've asked people from the streets what the point of it is. Like, nobody has, there's no definitive answer. People do it because they fucking wanna.
Pretty much. I mean, I remember doing it as a kid. I don't remember there being any like big philosophy. I think it was in the same reason why we like played Ding Dong Ditch.
Yeah. I remember I did it once and I regretted it because then I only had one pair of brand new J's. And I was like, shit, I ain't gonna be wearing these every day. Now I have to.
You have to wear your same shoes every day?
Yeah, because I threw them over the line.
Why'd
The
you
other
do
pair.
that?
When you're a dumb kid, you do dumb shit.
That is true. That is what children do. All right. Fram, there's no reason to believe that this is not reality.
Okay. I feel a little bit more relieved and still more questions, I guess, but I'm gonna go with it because I'm a little too high to probably get any real answers or ask the right questions.
Echo, this would almost be your place to lead. What would you like to explore?
Captain, my captain.
I'm gonna wrap the flower up in like a little handkerchief, and I'm gonna just put it carefully away. And I'll look at the gardener and I'll just say, thank you for letting us be here for a moment. It's very beautiful.
Of course, we keep it for everyone who lives in the light. And she will kind of go back to tending unless you have questions for her.
No. Yeah, so I feel much better now. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna encourage Framp to leave unless he wants to. So I'm just gonna kind of give him a nod. I'm gonna walk back into the study.
I'm just gonna hang out here because it's the least weirdest, thing that's happened since I fell asleep under a tree.
It does feel very nice in there.
I am gonna call out though to Echo. Actually no, I forgot what I was gonna say. Carry on, Echo. I'm gonna hang out in the garden. Are there anything special about the flowers or anything on the trees?
Nothing special outside of just kind of their glowing magical essence. They're very soothing. They're very tranquil, but they don't seem to have any properties outside of that.
Okay. I just want to kind of pick one and kind of stick it on my tunic through a buttonhole or something.
Yeah, easily done.
And of course, give thanks to the tree after.
The gardener is watching you and seems to appreciate the gesture.
All right, now I'll head inside.
Okay, where would the party like to explore next?
Where indeed?
I'm gonna walk across the foyer, and I'm gonna go into the music room, and I'm gonna go over to the piano.
All right, can Echo play the piano?
Not much.
You have musical proficiency?
Probably some simple things you learn as an intermediate under an intermediate tutor.
You are welcome to give it a performance check, and encouraged at the same time.
Oh, I gotta close this other character sheet. I'm gonna be rolling for Alara here in a minute. Here we go. Oh no. Forgot all of it.
You're a little out of practice. A good deception check might be able to pass it off as just practicing, just warming up.
If you do deception, I'll give you guidance. I forgot to give you guidance.
You can easily pass it off as just little finger exercises. You guys hear an echo coming down the stairs, and
is that a pun?
Lexandra comes down and she has a big sock in her hand, and Nick, she hands it to you and says, "If you put these on your horns, you won't scratch anything. I told you I'd find a way to make you more welcome in here."
No, look.
Bro.
Ew. Gross, no.
It's not a dirty sock. It's clean. We just had the people wash them.
Why does it look like it could stand up if you were to set it down?
With that, she stops, she turns away in a huff and storms out. You hear the big exaggerated stomps all the way up the stairs.
Thanks.
Nix, I'm really sorry. That's Lexandra for you.
Okay.
Heathcliff pops around and he says, "I'm sorry, I didn't get your full name. May I have the name of your group?"
Oh no.
Are we the rabbit's foot?
Wait, the rabbit's feet. Only if we want to be.
What about
Yeah.
Lucky Rabbit?
Wascally wabbits.
I like rabbit's feet. It sounds like a mercenary group.
There we go.
Yep.
Is that what you
Either
got?
either that or Bertrand's Bane.
Bertrand's
Oh my God, Bertrand's Bane. That's it, dude. Yes.
So good.
That is awesome. That's
Yeah.
my official vote, personally.
We look over and we tell Heathcliff, Bertrand's Bane, working title.
Bertram's Bane. And which one of you is Bertram? He holds his hand out and it kind of wavers back and forth, mentally trying to figure out which one of you is Bertram. And he settles on you, Fram, and he says, Bertram, yes. I don't remember an invitation, but I'll go inform that Bertram is here. Please feel free to have a snack in the dining room while you wait. And he disappears around the corner again.
I look at Echo. Is he always this fucking dense?
He's polite. That's what we hired him for. I'm immediately going to go to the wall that shares the shared wall between this room and my father's study. And I'm going to listen and see if...
Actually, let me just do a little bit more revealing. That is actually an additional hallway.
Oh, it's a hallway.
It's
Damn.
a hallway.
Okay.
You're welcome to
I've been
roll a
home-
perception
I've been
check.
for a long time. What am I doing? Perception check. Here we go.
Echo lives in the freaking Clue house.
Right?
I know, right?
It's in the basement with the candlestick.
I'll be right
I think we're gonna
back again.
Okay.
find her father in the study with the maid, if you catch my drift.
Should have asked for Amara.
Is that a better relative?
Yeah.
Less douche,
More tolerable.
prone to less douchebag and baggery.
Won't make me wear socks on my horns.
Probably not. No.
Puppies and daughters are a dangerous combination, just so you all know.
Brant looks over at you, Nix, and he just says, she could have at least given you, kept you your dignity and just offered 2 corks or something to stick on the ends.
She obviously doesn't know tieflings very well.
Clearly, she's a racist.
What's a tiefling?
Just call it. Let's just say it plainly.
Well, I feel like a snack. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Fram's like over there, like, yeah.
You feel, you look, you are.
Well, come on, let's go to the dining room then.
My butt.
Don't put your butt in the dog's face.
God, is that you?
I'm playing with them.
Echo, you see food laid out on the table. You guys are welcome to eat.
Well, I'm gonna eat.
Yeah.
Oh, Grum just starts chowing down like it's his last meal.
What kind of food's on the table?
There are several kind of meats, breads, cheeses. Looks like there's a couple vases of wine if you want to pour.
Yeah.
There's no weed. So I'm
Ooh, a charcuterie board with some wine. Yum yum.
yes, very much yum yum.
Yeah.
Puppy.
Grum is
Echo's
gonna
gonna
like
have enough
finish
wine.
what's in his water skin and then fill it up with the wine. So it's a pint of premium mead.
Do you take any of the? Do you drink any of it?
Me? Yeah, absolutely. I drink the whole pint that's in my water skin and then fill it with wine.
It's if you taste the wine, it's very well aged. It's a dry wine, but it's got a good amount of age to it.
Wait.
Zeriel comes to the room and he says, "Pardon, I don't mean to interrupt, but you look awfully familiar. Are you well connected to the gentry in town?"
Yes.
Are you from a family that I would have heard of? Not to be rude. It's just unexpected to see you here in the winter.
Huh. I'm going to extend my hand. I'm just gonna say, I'm Echo. I haven't been here in a while.
Let me ask you this. What's the age difference between Zerial and Echo?
They are probably a good 10 years apart.
And then he looks at you and he says, "Echo, I have a little sister named Echo." That's quite a coincidence. Well, if there's
Grum's
any
in the background still stuffing his face, but with the most dumbfounded look.
Framp stops eating, he stops drinking, he just, grabs his the bridge of his nose, he's just like getting a migraine coming on, and he's like, oh, fucking time travel.
Zerial will say, "Well, if there's anything I can do, please let me know. You are welcome in our house." And he heads off.
Thank you. Okay. Echo just kind of blows out a big breath, takes another sip of wine, and so we're for sure in the past. Good to know.
Okay, so does the group just keep eating?
I'm gonna wander some more.
All right, wander away. Not all those who wander are lost.
I'm gonna walk down this hallway.
With my face full of food, and where's she going?
There are 2 toilets in the direction she's headed.
I didn't know if you were talking to us or your daughter.
No, she's determined to sing in the background, but that's her being her lovely self. She's having fun, which is fine.
Does she know any limericks?
No, but she also can't hear you as you are all on headphones.
That's probably a very
So she
smart-
won't hear me say she should join our next campaign as a little guest appearance character.
I'll bring my daughter on and have fun. How old is she?
She can play Pip.
She's 10.
Pip.
She is a good inspiration for Pip.
Oh, my daughter's 5. She can be Pip at one age. Julia can be Pip at another, and then like, you got any more kids?
Just the one.
Complete chaos. I love it.
Children are wonderful chaos. I mean, she's holding the puppy, and the puppy is very happy.
Yeah, so that's what I remember. And the door to my father's study is on the west side of this room down here, right?
West side.
You would know that this room is actually a little mini library. I don't know what Skibbity Toilet is, but
It's a dude that's head stuck in a toilet.
I'm sorry, your daughter sounds like that creepy evil laugh in horror movie backgrounds.
yeah, I could see that.
I'm not saying it in a bad way at all. She's got a future ahead of her.
This is the actual study.
Okay. Does his desk face the door?
It does.
Okay. Because I don't want to walk in front of the door right now. I'm gonna pop into the library and just look for a second.
All right. Tell me what you're looking for, and we'll roll an investigation check to find it.
Nothing in particular at first. Just kind of running my hands over the spines of the books. Anything I recognize, and then after a minute, I'm actually going to look for the children's book of fairy tales that I was read as a kid.
All right. Roll an investigation check. Let's say you can find it, but you have to be willing to stay in the room a good amount of time before you'll find it.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't hang out that long. Just a passing curiosity thing anyway.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to the dining room and I'm going to refill my glass of wine.
Yes, Molly. Molly.
You refill.
When Speedy takes her sip, Rum's gonna lean over and kind of whisper like, "It's okay. You good?"
A servant comes in and just sets down a few more items on the table, and without a word, she goes back out.
I am full stoned. I'm gonna like rest my head on the table, take a little nap. But before I do that, everyone, I'm gonna take a nap. I'm just gonna rest my eyes for a little bit, and hopefully, when we wake up, things won't be any more weirder than they already are.
Echo, would you explore anything else as Frampton takes a nap?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to walk around basically the whole house and just she's checking to see if everything is the same or if there's still some weird shit going on other than, the obvious.
All right. Explore away. Tell me what you would like to do.
I'm just gonna...
Just for the record, the line for upstairs and downstairs, because I didn't have a good way of doing floors, this is the end of the house. Anything above this is the second floor.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I would just take a quick peek into the kitchen.
You would see Missy, a faithful, very good cook, faithful member of the family in many ways, just kind of mixing various foods as she goes. And she stops and she looks over towards you and she says, "Hi there, can I help you?" And quick question for Echo. Does she have any family emblems on by chance?
Yeah, she would.
Okay. What's the most prominent emblem she has?
So it's probably because it's on her armor. It's like, how to explain this? It's the fist of Tyr, but it's got big. I just lost the animal. It's like moose antlers. They're not deer antlers. They're moose antlers, like behind it, and then like just scroll work around the bottom.
Okay. All right. What does Echo say to Missy when she asks if Echo needs any help?
No. I just wanted to let you know that that the food offered was wonderful.
Thank you. It's an old family secret. Can I get you some more?
I actually was wondering if maybe you had some baked goods.
Yeah.
She presents you with a small tray and says, "I made them this morning." And you would recognize them. I've had them many times.
That is wonderful. That's perfect. Thank you so much.
She curtsies to you. Before you go, she looks at you and she says, "Are you a member of the family?"
I did some work in town, and I was given, the crest, and I love the work that this family does, and so I try to live by their tenets on my travels.
They are charitable people, aren't they?
Very much so.
Many people are lucky to be a part of this.
I'm gonna go share these. Everybody's gonna be very excited.
Let me know if they want more. I can have them whipped up in a little bit of time.
Perfect. Thank you.
She
Before
gets
she
back
sticks
to
her
work.
foot in her mouth,
She hightails
I
it.
can. Yep. Yep. So she comes in and she's like, "Okay, everybody has to try one of these. These are my favorite." And she just hands everybody a couple.
Once I smell it, like I wake back up.
Do you have a sense of what it would smell like? What it would taste like?
They're almost like little. They're about the size of like a quiche, but they're kind of a sweet and savory, flaky, crumbly little bread-like dessert.
Okay. So, Echo, you hear the sound of a door opening in the distance down the hallway. You've heard it creak open many times, and it's probably sent you scattering and scampering many a times. It's the doorway to your father's study. What do you do?
much like a small child being caught doing something. For the first couple seconds, I'm just frozen.
He keeps biting my butt and facing.
But I'm gonna stand up and just like have my back to the table and watch the door.
There are footsteps down the hallway, and they're getting closer and closer. Do you guys all just stay there?
This ain't my house.
Yeah, I'll stay here. I don't care.
Julia,
Let me upstairs.
you can go upstairs.
No, don't behave,
No,
Duba.
you're misbehaving because you keep tormenting the dogs.
Don't misbehaving.
2 minutes, decide your plan of action.
Good.
I'm gonna stay here because this is time travel, and I just don't give a fuck who I like. Whatever. I'm very much a polite person in company, but right now I'm not having any of this shit. This timey-wimey bullshit. At least I'm assuming it's just straight time travel. I'm probably gonna make some faux pas, and it's gonna be great.
All right, course of action. As the group is coming.
Go? Are you going?
Arakokra.
Looks like they're coming to us.
Echo, is your dad a bird by any chance?
No.
Is your mom a bird?
Nope.
Stepmom?
Not that I'm aware of.
We're about to find out.
They walk by you. Heathcliff gives you a finger up saying hold for a moment. And the Aarakocra heads out. Your father, let's say your father sees him to the door. And Heathcliff looks at you and he says, "The lord of the house will be here in 1 minute. Hold tight." And he
Yes,
steps back.
Thank you. Oh.
Echo, is there something we're supposed to do to get ready for your father?
Just stand when he enters and be polite.
Grum, before you even could answer Frank, Grum just starts like scarfing the rest of his food down with like the hardest swallow and like trying to wipe all the crumbs off of his face and chest and skirt. He's trying to tidy up in like the most frantic way. He's probably a little let me see something really quick because time has gone by and those big hits would have settled by now, so let's see if we're still composed or not.
Yeah, let's see what you get.
Oh, good lord, that's a 9.
You ain't doing well.
Let's see if I'm still stoned.
I believe
18.
that everybody must get stoned. At least the song told me so.
Oh, that reminds me. If you guys hear a lighter, don't worry about it.
There is the sound that you've heard a couple times before
Like-
of the stairs. Somebody is descending them. And as that, does the group want to do anything else to prepare?
No, Echo is panicking a little bit.
Nyx is kind of like organizing herself, straightening herself up, making sure she looks presentable.
All right, a younger version of your father appears in the doorway. and steps through. And at his back, Echo, provided I've got the right token. I do. At his back is a younger version of your mother who is holding a child in her arms. Very young. Maybe a couple years or so. And she's just kind of holding tight. And your father says, I don't believe we've had the pleasure. Welcome to our household.
Grum stands immediately and like knocks the chair over and salutes.
He looks at you and he says, I don't remember having much relations with the Horde. Are you a representative?
Sir, yes, sir. And then he kind of stomps one foot and reaffirms the salute.
He gives you a respectful gesture and he turns to the rest of the group. Why?
Does he look like a... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Does he look like a nicer man, or does he look like a very, like, kind of stuck-up man?
My sense of it, and Echo, tell me if I'm wrong, is that he has the air of nobility, but he's not necessarily stuck up about it.
Okay. Then, of course, if that's the case, then I rise, respectfully and stuff when I see him.
Echo, when you see the younger version of your mother, what do you do?
So I'm just gonna not quite slack-jawed stare, but pretty damn close. And then kind of pull it together a little bit, and I will curtsy politely, as one would in court. I just say it's wonderful to meet you both.
She nods at you, and your father turns his head sideways and says, could you please take baby Echo back upstairs? I think we have some discussions to do. And your mother nods and says, please do inform me later. And she steps away. And she heads back upstairs. And as she disappears, your father says, now, I'm sorry, I don't have any mercenary work. But you, my dear, have you done work for the family before? I don't recognize you. What did you say your name was?
Echo just freezes. I have done a little work on behalf of Ilmater, mostly.
Oh, positive work. There is a penalty to pay for impersonating a member of a household.
No, nothing like that.
You do wear our emblems well.
Thank you.
Is there work that you would like to do? I'm at a loss. I don't believe we put out any mercenary work in the area. Most of the monster control is well attended to. The farms are taken care of. You certainly don't look like farmers. Certainly not stable hands. No, certainly not. Tell me, why are you here?
Just I kind of scrub her face. Kind of look around at everybody, see if anybody's gonna stop her from just spilling her guts here. We're actually in kind of an awkward position.
As you start to talk, you notice that the world around you kind of slows and bobs. And you can see even the flicker of the light kind of slow down to a standstill. And you see appear in a similar burst of light to how you came to this place. You see Dark Echo appear at the end of the table and look at you. And Nyx, Fram, and Grum, you all have the ability to move and interact. Echo, she looks at you and she says, "Do you understand now? We're a time and a place. This is your time and place." Do you understand?
Is this what we're protecting?
This is our purpose. What you're protecting is this. They're trying to do this. And she starts mouthing words again, and you can't make them out. And she holds up her hand, and there's a sickly green gaseous air that comes from her fingertips. And you start to see that your family household, it rolls around your father, and you can see the outline of big tentacles around his back. The plants become sickly and start to wither and wilt. And the room just begins to fill with like little drops of ooze that hit the floor. We need you to stop this. We need you to collect the shards and prevent the ritual that will do this.
She nods pretty emphatically.
Wait. Sorry.
No, go ahead. That's it. I will.
The shards prevent the bad things?
The shards are a focus of energy. We represent possibilities and impossibilities. We are the possibility of returning to the past in our design. But we also have the power to make the impossible come to fruition. The residents of Phandalin will soon become the impossible. She mouths words again, but you can't make them out. And if anybody would like to try to make them out, you're welcome to make an intelligence check.
I will try and make an intelligence check with my all 8 of it. And I rolled a 5.
You can't figure out what she's mouthing?
Can I do insight?
You can try insight. Every kind of roll has a little different flair with the information you're going to get.
While they're doing more rolling, I want to ask her, like, in my visions along the path of the branches of Yggdrasil, I see these shards manifesting as black abysses, as spots that just like nothing there. I thought they were there to destroy the tree.
Echo, I'll deal with you in 1 second.
Okay.
Fram, she holds out her hand to you. She holds it out, her palm up, in a gesture that says, "Take it." Do you take it?
I look around. I'm like, huh? If you take me to my place, just to let you know, it's a little cozier. And then I take her hand.
As you put your hand in hers, she grabs your hand, and in your eyes, you see a path of a branch, and you see little black spots. And as you interact with each black spot, you see the branch wither and grow and be born and reborn and not exist and become something that isn't. And then she lets your hand go and she says, possibilities and impossibilities. Those are our junctures.
Fuck, I'm never gonna figure this out.
Echo with a 26, you
Damn.
clearly understand that she said mind flares.
Oh, fuck.
Sent mind flares?
She's saying that their power is trying to be used to turn Phandalin and beyond, all of their residents, into mind flares.
Oh no.
And Echo goes sheet white all over again.
Grum would like to address Dark Echo.
Feel free to address Dark Echo.
Tell me something, Spectre. You speak about possibilities and impossibilities, and how you are a representation of a point in time, a memory, if you will. Now
Yes.
that we are currently here, are we able to interact and possibly change things? Is that a possibility?
Whether impossible or possible, we are that.
I turn to Echo and I say, I have an idea. Your father might need to become affiliated with the Horde, though. But it's something that we could bring to the table in our time.
Grum, what would you like to try to do?
I need somebody with more intelligence to write a letter. And basically, I need Adriel to somehow get it delivered. Oh shit, hold on. I need him to deliver it to the Horde. Or have it delivered to the Horde, rather. I wouldn't expect him to make the trip.
Well, right
But
now,
it's basically a...
go ahead. Time is frozen right now. Hadriel
Right.
and Heathcliff are each entirely just frozen in this slowed wave of time's embrace.
Right. So the letter. So we're gonna ask Echo about how long in the past we are, given that her as a baby is in her mother's arms.
I would say almost 20 years.
20 years. Okay, so it would still be the same. Okay, time works out because in my Horde, the current leader is still the same. He was Horde leader at this time as well. So if you would be willing to write a letter and asking Hadriel if he could have it delivered, we might be able to have some Goliath reinforcements for Phandalin. The only kicker is that I'm not sure if he would be very happy to see me in that time. Our time.
Maybe have them put in the letter, don't be pissed at Grum.
Yeah, that wouldn't fly. It would be nice. It's a nice thought, but yeah, let's just say there's a lot of family drama involved.
Grum,
Don't be pissed at Grum for now.
as you guys are talking, you see Dark Echo hold up her hand and say, "Time to go." Is there a way you'd like to try to do this, to try to communicate this message in the time freeze that you have now?
Shit. What's there to like write on? Is there anything? Does anyone have chalk or anything? I don't have shit.
Echo has the letter that she started writing to her father before we went to bed.
Do we willing to tack something on?
I'm gonna pull it out of my bag, and I'm gonna write on it, protect Phandalin.
Contact Crag.
20 years from now.
Right?
Right. 20 years from now. Or find Crag Crimsicle.
All right, Echo, where would you like to put this note?
I'm just gonna grab his hand, and I'm gonna slap it into his palm and close his fingers.
And as you do, as you close this note around his fingers, the same light that escaped earlier that brought you here bursts back, and you find yourself standing back at the fires of the Stonehill Inn. The fire is very much real in many ways. You can feel the heat, you can see the dance of the flames. It's quite contrasted against the snowy white fields from which you just came. And Dark Echo looks at you and says, "Do you understand?"
Yes. Yes, I understand.
Why is everything on fire? I don't understand.
Dark Echo just looks at you and says, "Don't worry, you'll be fine."
I'm gonna dig the onyx shard that I have. I'm gonna dig it out.
Okay, what do you
And
do
I'm
with
gonna
it?
hold it in my left hand, and I'm gonna ask her how many more of these are there? How many do they have already?
She starts talking and you can't quite make out the words again.
Shit. Can I use this to talk to you later?
As you hold it out to her, she touches it with her hand, and she vanishes when she touches it.
Shit.
Nyx,
You broke her.
Dark Nyx steps from the flame towards you, and she will take her arm and wrap it around yours if you let her. Do you resist when she tries to wrap her arm around?
As long as it's not a poison apple like last time.
No one ever said the apple was poisonous. She does she does put in your palm a onyx black apple. And as she does, she pulls her hand back, begins to disappear, and she says, "We have a past too." And she vanishes.
Great.
The group is left alone in the burning Stonehill Inn for a minute. Does the group do anything?
Other than freak out and panic? I'm not sure.
Well, I know whose house we're visiting next, guys.
Are Nespin, Tobin, and Drova still there? Just
They
still?
they are. They are just standing motionless in the flames.
Do they look real?
You can interact with them if you want to
Yeah,
try to
I was
find out.
gonna actually I was gonna see if I could grab Drova, maybe even Tobin.
I was just gonna pick up a mug and throw it at Tobin.
Grum, as you grab Drova in an accent that I know I can't pull off, she goes,
What you doing?
silly Grum. You behave, no touch Drova.
That's pretty
Be
good.
quiet and come out with us, or lest you burn. And then, without any permission, just picks her up along with Tobin, like 2 kegs under each arm, basically, and starts walking out and says, "Someone else grab Nespin." And just.
All right, he grabs the 2. Does anybody want to grab our very first lost player, Nesfin?
Yeah, I'll run over and just grab her and be like, I don't know who you are, but we're getting the fuck out of here.
All right.
Right.
The party then proceeds to leave the burning Stonehill Inn. Does anybody not leave the inn?
No, I'll follow.
I'll follow.
Okay, and as you do, you all benefit from a long rest and return to my very long list of maps. Where is the orchard?
Long rest, la da da da.
You all wake up where you were resting at. Which I'm going to move everybody, except for Am, to the bedroom. Alright, the group is awake. What do you say about your shared dream?
Oh, good. Yawning. Does
This
anybody
is-
have any coffee? I didn't get any sleep.
This is freaking ridiculous. Yeah, I'm gonna need hella coffee, bro.
Echo's gonna sit up and look at Nix and Grum and say, "Please tell me you had a weird as shit dream."
I'd say so.
Bruh, don't tell me it was a dream.
Hey guys, you're not gonna believe this dream I had.
Hold up. Really, y'all? No. Hey, Gunder and coffee, man, right now. I'm sorry. We need coffee in here stat.
You're welcome to
Or
try to
with
find Gundry.
anybody.
How loud is everybody?
Well, I don't really have an ability to not really gauge the tone of my voice. So yeah, I'm kind of loud.
So everybody's used to you yelling is what you're saying.
I'm like a child, basically. You know, like they don't really know to not whisper sometimes when everyone else is asleep.
As my child proves often. Okay. So as everybody's making a racket, our old Wood Elf friend Darren will pop the door open and say, "Can I help you? Do you all sleep well?"
No, we need coffee. All of us. Lots of it. Please.
Is Gwen here?
She is. She was up all night studying. She said she's made some breakthroughs, and when she gets in that state of mind, she doesn't leave the office. Very diligent. Very, very smart person.
I think we need to talk to her.
By all means, you go in to the study and I'll cook up some coffee as our Goliath friend is screaming about. He will make his way down the hall. All right,
Okay.
you guys know that the study is here.
Yeah, Echo's gonna go straight to the study.
As she does, I'm gonna keep pace with her and I'm gonna whisper, I'm just eating drink.
What are you
You're gonna ask
Throw out all the low beams.
What was that?
What do you ask?
Echo?
What do you ask?
In a
her?
whisper, I'm like, is your father's name Adriel?
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Wasn't a fucking dream. It wasn't a dream.
When you walk in, Gwen is sleeping on the desk, her head slumped over open scrolls. You can see a little drool bubble running, moistening whatever she was last reading. How would you guys like to try to wake her up?
Wake up. Gwen.
Yeah.
Girl, try a little makeup.
I'm gonna go around the desk if she's not already woken by us talking, and I'm gonna just gently shake her by the shoulder.
She kind of moves at every noise and just looks at everybody and says, "Oh my. I think I must have nodded off.
Wake up. We have some things we need to talk to you about.
Did you dream about Echo too?
Echoes? Echoes? You mean the myth of the person standing and yelling into the wind?
No, this person right here next to me. Her name is Echo. Did you dream about her?
Yes. I'm sorry. Could somebody please get me some coffee?
Grum passes her his cup.
Darren's working on that.
Yes, I suppose I think I might have discovered something about the Stonehill Inn and what you were saying. You've been...
Really?
How many shards of this obelisk have you found?
3?
Was it 3 or 2?
I thought it
Because
was
Grunt
two.
has a piece, and Echo and Nyx both have a piece.
Well, Echo and Nyx have their own shard, but Grum doesn't have a shard. He has the ore on his weapon.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just you two have a shard.
Gwen will hold open and put in your face a scroll and says, "Do you know what this says?" This says that there's a connection between some time effect in the obelisk, that there was a group of ancient people who wanted to restore the world to what it's been in case something cataclysmic happened. There's many obelisks, it says, but it points to one specifically in this area. It's a working hypothesis, mind you, but I think that disturbing these have created ripples in time. And if the Stonehill Inn really did burn down, then this time magic must have fixed it. It's the only thing I can think of.
I have an alternate or maybe parallel theory.
Yes.
Mind flayers want to turn us all into more mind flayers.
She looks at you and she says, "I'm not following. Can you walk me through? I don't... Mind flares rebuilt the Stonehill Inn?"
Okay, so we'll call it a parallel theory. I don't know if they want the obelisk necessarily, but we do have it on pretty good authority that one of the major problems in Phandalin is that mind flayers are really wanting us all to be taken prisoner, hostage, converted.
This area does have a history with mind flares, but that was a long time ago. They're all dead. certainly they wouldn't want to start a war now. They're mind flayers, dear?
Yes, and I'm gonna pull out the shard again, and I'll show it to her. And
Yes, that's very pretty, but I don't understand how it helps.
this is a shard that gave me a vision when I picked it up, and what I saw was a terrible, terrible thing. But after I found it, I began seeing a vision of myself, and the short version is that this vision says that we need to protect against the mind flayers that are trying to take over the town now.
May I see that? And she holds out her hands expectingly.
Can I hand it to her? Like, can I let go of it?
Do you want to? Make a wisdom saving throw if you want to.
Okay. Dun, dun.
Ooh,
Oh,
plus
ouch.
7.
That's an 11.
Some part of your mind wants to, and you start holding it out, and as you do, you pull it back in. It seems like at least some part of your subconscious will not let this thing go.
Okay. So actually, I'd rather hold on to it.
She looks at you kind of cross-eyed and goes, "Okay."
At this awkward moment, Grum kind of tries to lean over her desk and interjects and says, "Gwen, you're a person of science, yeah. You like to learn things and know things."
She looks
What
at
are
you,
the-
Science? She looks and says, "Oh, sweetie. Yes, the earth is round. Yes, magic is real."
Good. So what are the odds exactly that the mind flayer problem is? You said they're all dead. What are the odds that they're all dead?
She looks at you and she says, "Well, mind flares are not extinct, sadly. If
Okay.
there are paths to the Underdark which might lead you to mind flares should you explore long enough."
Right. And this particular settlement, you said, does have a history of mind flayer occupation, correct?
But this particular area actually has quite a few crossover empires over the years. She holds up her hand and starts counting. You have the Netherese, who I believe built your obelisk. You have Drugar, which were in Zerzula's Rest, which, by the way, I have your map ready when you're ready to go. You have a Mind Flare Empire that briefly overlapped with that. Drugar and Mind Flayers, they have quite a history together. Then you have various human kingdoms and elven kingdoms which have controlled the area. The area hands off quite a bit with the energies that are at play here. It's honestly a wonder that the place ever became a backwater to begin with.
So what I heard was that the odds are not 0%, right?
The odds are very seldom ever zero, my boy.
I rest my case. And then he just kind of leans back against the wall, proud, and crosses his arms.
Gwen looks at you, Echo, and says, "How do you put up with him?"
I'm huge.
He has his charms.
Charms or arms, dear? Charms or
Yes.
arms?
Yes.
He smiles. In either case, She hands you a map, and it has clearly marked on it Zorzola's Rest. And she says, you could make a trip there. It will probably take you a couple days to reach. There's no solid tract of land, and the last that any of us heard, it was abandoned. It is quite the kind of place that goblins would take up.
Goblins? Let's go get them.
Do you, as an aside, do you know, Gwen, anything about a cow with tentacles around here?
Cow with tentacles. There have been some rumors, but I think if you would have to go over the hillside, I think it was the last time it was seen. It is an intriguing thing to go think of, but I'm not much of a naturalist.
And where, I'm sorry, I missed just a few minutes there. How expansive is this map of this area?
It's the map that she gave you.
Yes.
It's very similar to all the other maps that you've seen. It just has a specific spot marked for Zorzola's Rest.
Okay. We also heard a rumor about an abandoned cottage that had some weird things going on. Do you know where that would be?
I don't, but I can look into it if you'd like.
Yeah, it piqued my curiosity.
Here, follow me, sweetheart. And she starts walking. And she looks and says, are you coming?
Yes. Oh, we're just gonna go outside?
She points over the hill, and anybody that wants to follow her can. And she says, the rumors of the cow are that way. You're more than welcome to investigate.
I gotta see this cow.
And she looks up at the sky, and she frowns for a second. And as everybody else does, make a perception check.
Got it.
Yeah, 22.
Okay, Nyx. 10 and Ramped.
14.
Okay. This actually isn't a hard check. Everybody sees little waves of thin green wisps that are kind of seated in the clouds in the sky. It looks very sickly.
Is it the Wicked Witch of the West?
It could be. All right, everybody, anybody that wants to try to get a direction of where this cow might be, feel free to roll a survival check to try to track it.
Yeah.
Echo, you think that you can get a good line to find this cow. Would you like to find it?
I'm gonna look at the group and put it to a vote. Okay, so the mind flayers, goblins, serious problem. Do we want to go check out the cow first?
Yeah. I mean, mind players,
If we don't,
there are problems, but yeah. Tentacle cow, that's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
All right.
If we decide not to, it wouldn't be hard to find it because, Grum knows exactly which way to go. So even if we didn't, no big deal.
All right.
I turn you around, I grab you by both shoulders, and I'm like frantically looking in your eye. I'm going, if I don't get to see this cow, I will fucking die.
Shut up, man. Chill out.
Well, we
You might
can't
die
leave
if you
Cramped.
see it. Chill out. You still buzzing?
Can't leave Cramped.
All right. So the group wants to go find the cow.
I want to go find that cow.
Yes.
After the horrifying and urgent vision, yes, we're gonna go find the cow instead.
right, let
Pretty
me.
good. That was pretty vague.
You guys start to head down, and
Casey.
after
Easy cow.
after about a half an hour of searching, you find the cow, which I will show you right now. If everybody will turn to the group chat. Nope, that's recap. Nah, that's not. There's chat. You see that.
Yep, that's a cow with tentacles.
I'm traipsing through the forest. I can't wait to see this cow. Then, oh my fucking god, that is horrible.
I'm sorry, but it needs a bigger bell.
Can I do like some sort of insight or arcana check to figure out what the hell is going on?
So right now, unless you guys tell me otherwise, I'm going to assume that you're keeping about the distance that you're at away from it on the map. You are welcome to roll an arcana check or insight check or whatever you want to roll to try to figure this thing out.
I am going to try to roll animal handling in the sense of not to try and handle it, but to see if it's like the type of cow that can and or should even be handled. And that doesn't work out.
The way that you phrase that, I don't know what to do with that. The kind of
Sorry.
cow.
Of the DM, I win.
What kind of cow don't you handle?
Most of them. Cows are scary.
They are scary.
I love cows. Cows are sweet.
I mean, yeah, but I love beef, so
I like
They're
them.
not that scary.
I like them alive and dead.
They're so much bigger than they should be. It always wigs me out when I get near a cow.
Sweet.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
Nature
beef
check.
and calamari in the same package. What's better than that?
So with your checks, Echo, something is certainly wrong with this cow. And Nick, something is magically wrong with this cow.
Can I do a nature check to see like if I recognize any symptoms? Like if
Yeah.
this is like,
Yeah, go right ahead.
and I'm gonna go ahead and give myself guidance just in case.
Something is naturally wrong with this cow.
Hold on. Let's see what this little guidance. Oh, okay. So 17. Something's very naturally wrong with this
Something's
cow.
naturally wrong with this tentacled cow.
But it looks like it's grown the tentacles, right? It's not like stitched together.
It looks like the tentacles have burst out of its side.
What is
Gross.
the cow's temperament right now?
Does it have
Well,
mad cow disease?
this is the maddest of cow diseases. It's
Define mad.
its face, its snout is just all kind of sticked out, and it's walking very wobbly. Roll a perception check to see how wobbly.
Perception. Oh, you know what? I should still have guidance up, so
Yeah, sure.
okay. Do another. A 10. There's a 10.
Oh.
All right, so with that, Nyx, it starts choking. You don't know why, you don't know how, but as it starts choking, the tentacles suck back in, and it starts to vomit, and it's no longer be tentacled.
Oh god.
It's like ooze drips down, and ooze starts dripping out of its mouth as it seems to heal, and the oozes start running or start sliding towards the party. So one, everybody please roll initiative.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, right. So if I let it take me over, I get to have my own venom symbiote. That's what's going on, right?
I accept that as a possibility. I'm going to use the normal encounter thing. I can't quite figure out this new encounter thing on maps. I think there's a way to add everybody on the map. Alright, so let's start encounter. And I don't think that it did not go in the blah, 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 blah. They gotta merge their encounter programs. Alright, so Echo, you're first.
Let's see. I don't know why ooze would ever be a good thing. So I'm gonna throw a sacred flame at. Oh, they're outnumbered. At one of them.
Let's go A. B. C. And D. And Daisy's gonna stay Daisy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does she look any more stable now that the oozes have come out of her?
She kind of looks like a normal cow now. The tentacles are gone.
We should still cut off her
Nice.
head and get her sent in for rabies.
Aw, poor Daisy.
Sure.
I'm gonna throw a sacred flame at B,
Okay.
right in front of her, which is a dex save of 14.
These things are not very dexterous. This one particularly not with a -1.
Yikes,
Shit.
that's rough. All right, 6 radiant damage.
Okay. It cannot get out of the way as this magical radiant essence hits it. Anything else?
No.
Ramped Branch Walker.
Yeah. First thing is obviously I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
And so I get 5 temp HP. Should be 5. And who wants? You know what, Grum? I'm gonna give you some temp HP also. Let's see how much you get. 1, 2. Wow, not as much as I thought. So you get 3 HP.
I appreciate it because that pretty much brings me to max health
Temp HP.
or full health.
Temp
Alright.
HP, yep.
All right.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm only 3 points low. That's why I was saying pretty much.
All right. And then I'm just gonna kind of stomp over here and take a swing at B.
Alright. Swing to hit.
Ooh, 25 hits. I assume. it's gonna
Oh
be-
yeah, these things aren't hard to hit.
So 9 plus 11.
9
Alright.
plus, so 11 points of
I'm
damage.
sorry, 9 plus 2.
Yeah,
11.
the way that you just said that, like, oh, he could definitely be dead with 20 points of damage.
Yeah. And then, all right, so it's 11, and then because I got the cleave property, so it's a separate attack roll on that, right?
It is a separate attack roll.
All right, then I'll try to cleave C. All right, so the cleave for C is a 10 hit?
10 hits.
Oh wow! All right.
It's gonna be an oh wow in a second.
Yeah, I know. I know it is. That'll be an 11 because we don't take the.
We don't add the
modifier.
modifiers, right? Okay, so that was that against second A or
C.
C? All right.
The cleave was the first attack was against B, and the cleave was C.
So
And that's just. Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to count that as 2 attacks and the consequences of 2 attacks. So I'm going to read you something from its stat block, okay?
Okay.
Any
shit.
non-magical weapon made of metal... is it made of metal? It is a great axe. Any non-magical weapon made of metal that hits the ooze corrodes. After dealing damage, the weapon takes a permanent and cumulative -1 penalty to damage rolls.
Oh no.
Your great axe now has a -2 penalty to damage rolls.
Oh,
Oh.
that's rough, buddy.
Framp, anything else? Your axe comes out covered in this ooze, and you can see the metal parts corroding away.
Let me see real quickly. Yeah, I will, cause actually no, I don't think I can. No, I can't use that. 1 second. All right. Is that just the property that was just for weapon attacks, right?
Permanent and a cumulative penalty to damage rolls.
All right.
So not attacks. You can still have
not weapon attacks, but I meant weapon like
that. Right. Your
non-
axe. Your axe now has a permanent -2 damage modifier.
what would happen if I punched it?
Are you made of metal?
No.
I think
You know what? No, I'm not gonna punch it. I'm
I didn't.
Shit, I don't know what to do. Alright, I'm gonna back away. No, I'm not. Alright, I'm just gonna sit here and no, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna attack B again.
All right. Attack
Screw it.
B again.
Axe is already messed up. Screw it. 13, a 10 hit, that hit.
13 hits.
Alright, so 16. So that'd be 14 damage.
All right.
And then after that, it gets -3.
This ooze explodes, and yes, your axe takes another
Oh, damn.
-1 penalty to damage rolls. You can see this. You can see the axe corrode underneath the ooze's festering, bubbling surface. Would you like to try to cleave?
No. Am I far enough away to where I won't get an opportunity attack from C, or?
That's an interesting question because you had to be close enough to hit
Oh,
it to
yeah.
cleave through it. So I'm going to say no.
Alright, no, I'm not. Alright, then I'm gonna back away anyways and just take the opportunity attack.
All right, he's going to make an opportunity attack,
Alright.
and
back
ten's
away,
not
right?
ten's not going to hit. So you're fine.
No.
He tries to
Alright,
sling out with a pseudopod, but he doesn't.
Okay. Yep, that's my 45 movement speed right there.
Okay,
And my,
45 movement?
yeah, I have 45.
Nyx, what would you like to do?
Let's see. I kind of want to try my. Nah, I'll just stick with Firebolt.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a Firebolt to C. Am I within range?
Yeah, your firebolt has a huge range.
Okay. So I'm gonna take a Firebolt to C.
Okay, go ahead and roll to attack. $18 hits. Okay, you land this firebolt dead in its center. You think it should do more damage. It kind of bubbles and blisters and drowns out some of the flame as it hit. It does damage, but probably not as much as it could do. Nyx?
Bite.
Nyx, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Daisy's turn is next, and she moos. She moos loudly, but doesn't do anything else.
Oh.
Okay, next in line are the oozes. So the interesting thing is, these are psychic oozes. All right, Fram, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
Sure. Why aren't you clicking? There we go. 9.
You need to take 16 points of damage as the psychic energy from A washes over your brain, and it just kind of settles there and makes your mind crackle. And he's going to slowly come towards you.
Alright, if that's the case, I'm going to use the Guarded Mind feature from Mage Slayer, and I can automatically cause myself to succeed in Intelligence, Wisdom, or Charisma saving throw.
Okay, in that case, takes 8 points of damage.
Alright. Bye-bye, temp HP.
Yeah, alright. C comes up a little bit. Nyx, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Man.
You succeed, so you're only going to take 2 points of damage as you feel this thing pierce into your mind. And... Yep. Echo, you're number 3 to make an intelligence saving throw. You succeed, so you take 4 points of psychic damage as this thing also hits into your head. Grum, last to act, but not last in our hearts.
Oh, that was sweet. All right. Boom. Straight on up. And seeing what happens to Ramp's great axe, I'm gonna pull out my own.
All right.
Because it is coated in ore, and I'm going to attack. Let's say C first with it.
All right. C looks pretty. I don't know how to describe a damaged ooze.
Luck point. I'm spending a luck point on that. Screw that.
Go ahead.
Come on. Come on. There we go. Pull that D20. That'll do it. Oh my god, I missed the first attack anyway.
So you have to take the lucky one, right?
No, it lets you choose, but it doesn't matter anyway.
Okay, which one would you like to choose?
The higher one.
9 hits.
9 hits.
This thing has a -2
Wow.
modifier.
Okay, a 9 hits. Damn
But
it.
lucky point is spent.
Damage. That's gonna be 7.
Okay, 7 is just the right amount that when you hit this thing, it explodes on your axe, and the parts that are coated with the magic ore make it sizzle away and they don't corrode your axe.
I'm gonna grin, kind of like, all right, and then I'm gonna use the cleave property on it.
Okay, I'm assuming it's A.
A. And that'll hit.
That hits.
So we're gonna get damage. Gonna deal 9 points of damage.
Alright, 9 points of magic damage as you tear into this thing. Grum, anything else?
Yes, I have another attack that I'm
Alright.
going to use. I'm gonna do it on A. Just finish it off. That'll hit.
That hits. 19. Slams through this thing.
It's gonna deal another 9 damage.
Alright, it's splattered on the ground, but still has a form. Grum, anything else?
Nope, I'm not raging, so nope, good.
Okay, Echo? Would you like to get up in these things' faces?
Use magic weapons, or non-metal, rather.
No, I would not. I'm gonna swing up here.
You follow the tree line.
Yeah. And sorry, I'm reading something. Okay. I'm going to try out my new cleric, Lord, my new cantrip, and I'm going to use Word of Radiance. I'm going to center it in between the two of them, so they both have to make a con save of 14.
Alright, let's do the con save first. A and then D. 20. And 10. A makes it, D does not.
All right, so D takes 11 points of radiant damage.
Okay. Is there any other effects to him?
I don't think so. As you can see, it must be. No, that's it.
All right. Echo, any more?
Yeah. No, that's it.
All right, Frampton. There's something in the air tonight. What are we gonna do?
All right. I have hand axes,
At least for now.
at least for now. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to use the hand axes. I'm going to hit it with the great axe again. I don't care.
All right.
It's already screwed. I'm going to get in between these two, and I'm going to swing on which one was hit the least?
D probably looks in better shape.
Yeah, D has taken the least amount of damage.
All right, I'm going to swing on D. 19.
That hits.
So that'll be a 4. Yeah. So add 2 and then minus 3. So that'll be a 4 on him. Not much damage.
All right.
And then cleave on A. 11 hit.
11 hits.
Oh my god, not much damage. So that would be a fucking 2. That'd be a 2.
Okay.
Damn.
I'm going to read you the rest of this stat block for that corrode metal.
All right.
If its penalty drops to -5, the weapon is destroyed. So as you cleave through, the brittleness of your weapon crumbles and shatters on the ground. You no longer have a great axe.
That's fine, as long as the branch that was like wrapped around the blade is still there.
You still have the branch.
Great. That's all I need.
But you don't have a great axe. You have a club, potentially.
I was just gonna ask, what would the stat be? A club or a quarter stat?
Potentially an improvised weapon, but it was a great axe. So it's a pretty good club.
All right, so let's see what's the stats on a club.
Not great.
D4. Yeah, I think it's a
Not great.
D4 damage.
I think you're
Yeah,
right.
it's like the worst.
But
It's like
still
one of the worst.
strength-based, so it'll use your same modifier for attack.
All right, hold on. Let's see. There we go.
It just does bludgeoning damage instead.
All right. Yeah. 1d4 plus 3. That's fine. Fuck it. I'll hit it.
That's a first. I love it.
I'll go ahead and attack D again. Or no, this time I'll just attack A.
Okay.
So 11. That's gonna hit. And I'm still raging. Woo, a 7. Woohoo!
Yeah, you destroy this thing. You kind of you bat the last pieces of its oozy body off to the side. That was A, right? Not D.
Yeah, that was A.
Okay. And I think. What else you got?
I was gonna say, as a bonus action, I'm using my Cloud's Jaunt, which is basically a Misty Step, and I'm backing the fuck away from D.
All right. Anything else?
That is it.
Nyx, it's on you.
I'm going to move about here,
Ooh.
which should put me. Hopefully, I don't freeze Grum in the process.
He probably deserves it.
It's okay. I'm resistant to cold damage anyway.
Okay, cool. And I'm going to try my Ray of Frost this time.
All right. Your hand lights up with a icy power. You fire it out. Roll to attack.
Ooh.
26 hits.
Damn.
And it also looks like it's somewhat resistant to the cold damage, but looks barely hanging on.
Woohoo.
Nyx, anything else?
That's it.
All right.
You'll see Grum just kind of like shake his shoulders and he just kind of like exhales with the frosty breath.
All right. It slides ever slowly towards you on the ground, and this pseudopod comes up and he tries to smack you.
Hey.
He's not going to make it with the 10, so he just flings the air in front of you. It probably gets like a little bit of ooze on you, but not any dangerous amounts. And Grum, what would you like to do?
Grum is going to move here.
Are you going to kill the cow?
No, we're going to kill the ooze first.
Okay.
That'll hit.
Yep. 18 hits.
And it's going to deal 8 damage.
It explodes, and there's little pieces of gray ooze just scattered all over the ground. As you're standing there, Daisy moves at you.
Does she seem threatening?
No. At least
Okay.
not at first.
Not at first.
I mean,
Okay,
I don't know what's gonna happen
so-
next, but she doesn't seem threatening right now.
Okay, so I have an extra attack, but I'm wondering if I can use that to do a check instead, to do an animal handling check.
Sure, go ahead and roll an animal handling check.
Thank you. I'm basically gonna try to keep her calm, place a hand on her face, shush,
As you put your hand towards her face, she begins to lick it. Very docile.
That's a good girl. There you go.
By looking at her, you can tell she's a milk cow. Like she is a domesticated milk cow that somehow got infested with psychic gray oozes.
I'm just gonna say this right now. All right, wasted opportunity by not having the oozes come out of the udders. Just saying.
That would be utterly ridiculous.
Oh, I see what you did there. Are we still in initiative?
Only if you choose to be. Grum, do you want to do anything against this cow? Let's.
It seems like there would be a farm anywhere.
You're in the country.
Right, but like, I don't see it on the map. So maybe is there like a plot of land in the distance elsewhere that might look like it would come from there?
There's a lot of farms really around the area. It's hard to say what a cow would do under the influence of 4 psychic gray oozes, how far it would go off.
Okay, well, I think in that case, I'm gonna try to maybe feed her, since she's calm now and receiving me, I'll feed her a little bit of like grass and then just kind of turn her around and like...
Is just real quick, is the right verbiage the cow is receiving me? I don't handle animals that much.
Bro, you are not from the same mountains that I'm from.
Over my head, I hate you. I love it. Since the cow is open to...
Go ahead.
The cow is not threatening.
The cow is open, the cow is receiving.
Anyway, I'll feed her a little bit of grass. She's kind of calm now, so I'll keep her that way with some food, and then kind of like...
Are you drugging the cow now?
Pat her on the hindquarters or whatever, and like try to get her to go wherever she'll go.
Okay, so the chow is chewing the cud, and
not the ass.
I get it. The cow is chewing the cud, and you're slapping the hindquarters as it receives you non-threateningly.
Yep, there you go. You got it.
Echo, do you want to do anything with this cow?
No, I'm good.
Ramp, do you want to do anything with the cow?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Oh shit, dear God, what?
I'm activating my large form. And I'm stomping over at full speed, and I want to grapple the cow.
Oh God, here we go. Leave Daisy alone. Let her go home.
You're alone.
Please don't throw the cow.
I don't trust that the cow still isn't infected with something. You don't just like have a bunch of oozes come out of you and then you're just okay.
You have the cow grappled.
I don't even have to roll great. I'm like,
she failed her saving throw.
All right, I'm holding the cow and I'm like, all right, guys, get its head.
It is starting to like whip its head back and forth as you're trying to restrain it. It is resisting you.
Does it look like anything? No more oozes, anything's coming out of it?
This is the weird question. If a cow is in her milking phase, and I think maybe milk will come out of it. Okay. No oozes are currently coming out of it. No.
Okay, I'm like inspecting it, and I see it's not flipping out, and then I just like let it go.
It will try to back up from you, and with that, if nobody else tries to calm it down or anything, it's just going to start running off.
Everyone, follow where it's going.
I mean, she's probably going home, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know what you're wearing, but I'm sure you might have a collar of some sort. I just grab you by the collar and just hold you back.
Make a strength athletics check.
Gonna be a 17.
Yeah, you can force the cow to stop where it's at.
I'm talking about Fram, not Daisy.
I'm sorry, when we were talking about collars, I'm thinking...
Oh my God, no, not Daisy.
I'm wearing a collar, bro.
No, like you have a collar, like whatever garb you're wearing would have something around your neck.
I know, it was a joke.
Do you have a shirt on?
Sorry, I'm high, so I feel like maybe I am sounding dumb and unintelligible.
In that case, Fram, make a strength saving throw.
Now I'll let him stop me once I fill him.
Okay.
And then I turn to him. I'm like, "Don't you want to figure out where it got infected from?"
Something tells me that the cow is just a clue and not a lead in and of itself.
Right, but maybe the cow got infected by these weird oozes at its place, which might where it's from, which might be a place to investigate.
Well, we'll think about it like this. It'll leave tracks that we could follow it later on. We don't have to take care of it now, given that there are more pressing things that are on our table. We did just get some heavier leads from Gwyn regarding Zorzola's wrath.
Speaking of,
And something tells me that there's a link between these mind goblins and Echo's mind flayer theory, if it turns out to be the one that becomes real.
I think the psychic oozes might be connected to that too, but I see
exactly. So it might all be interlinked to something grander that ultimately we need to pay more attention to than the cow.
All right.
What would the party like to prepare to go to Zorzola's rest?
Well, all right. Two things. One, because I probably won't be here for the next 2 weeks. And my weapon just broke. I figure I need to get a new weapon.
Oh yeah, we need to take you to the Smitty first.
The Smitty hasn't been in town really for quite a long time.
He hasn't. He has not.
I actually have a idea for that. Are there any large rocks around?
I need more information.
I think he wants to make a makeshift club or hammer or something.
Yeah, right. So the blade that I had, not magical, but the wood is. It's basically a couple of branches entwined that just, after so many rituals, I can just have wrap around something. So I'm looking for a rock and then just have or something some kind of really hard, kind of larger size stone to.
I mean, it's the country. You can find rocks.
Right.
Does your weapon handle Groot's arm?
Pretty much. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Instead of not Groot's arm, yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. I didn't really necessarily get the inspiration from that, but yeah, it's like that, the way it wraps around.
The branches are from the world tree though, so it's in essence still sentient to that degree.
Right. So
able to adapt.
Right. So I imagine for the next 2 sessions, at least if I can't come on next week's sessions, I'm probably casting some kind of ritual, druid craft for 2 sessions straight, fusing these together.
Yeah, we can come up with a plan to kind of get you a specialized weapon.
Oh, there we go. Because I do have proficiency with mauls too, so I think it'd be badass. Run around with a big ass maul.
You get proficiency with all weapons, don't you? Yeah, we're barbarian.
Weapon mastery, that's one of the ones I chose, was a maul.
Oh, your feet. Gotcha.
So yeah, we can come up with something like that.
Ooh.
Does the group want to do anything else in town before heading off to Zorzola's rest?
We would have to go back through town though, right?
Yeah, it's a trip that you would prepare to take before you go.
Okay, so the Smitty would still be gone before we headed out, or up to that point, right?
That remains to be seen.
I would check in before we go. I would try to do it as periodically as available without being frantic.
Then yep, he is somewhat still mysteriously missing from the town.
Ask someone else. Like if there's another vendor that's kind of like a neighbor to him, basically, I would want to approach that person and ask like if they know where exactly he went off to.
Everybody would tell you the same thing, that he is off mining ore somewhere, but they're not sure where.
Nowhere specific though.
Nobody in town would seem to know.
I wonder if it's back at Cragmaw where we got. Wait, is that where we got the ore the first time? Cragmaw?
You got the ore at Wyvern Tor.
Wyvern Tor, that's what it was. I wonder if he went there.
The events there were you beat the turtle, whose shell you still have.
Oh, that's right, I still have it, shell.
Yeah.
Let me put that in my inventory, damn it.
Let me know if you ever want to do anything with that.
Right.
And after that, you found the rather small ore vein that was infused with magical ore. And the Tobin saw Pip for the first time after the Stonehill Inn fire, a fire that now has never happened. Or has it happened? Who's to say?
Who knows?
So I think here's the best path forward. The party can prepare to go to Zorzola's Rest. They'll spend the day doing that, and then they can head off using Gwyn's map. We'll call it here, and you can use the downtime to bump up to the next level.
Yay! How much would that shell weigh about, would you say?
How much would what weigh?
The turtle shell.
So it's not extraordinarily heavy. Have you ever seen like a Greek Hopalon shield? Like the big round shield? It's like a big round shield.
Have you ever seen 300?
There you go.
Yeah.
It's like,
Those
consider
things weigh like 60 pounds.
that. I'm just trying to give you like a measure for it. It may be not quite that big. It's like a back of a bone shell. But like size-wise, think of it like a shield kind of size.
But it's bone, so it wouldn't be as dense as bronze. So maybe like
Do you want to...
15, 20 pounds?
Yeah, that's fine. Do you want to try to use this thing as a shield?
Maybe.
Let me know. We can fashion something.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting to try out. Especially since the Smitty is still MIA. Can't get my pommel.
Okay, well, let's do this before we go then. Grum has this turtle shell. Would you try to... Can you roll, what would this be? Roll an Arcana check.
Great at those. Oh my god, I got an 18. Wow.
Nice.
The shield still, the turtle shell still seems to be kind of like magically charged from the
Warlock
entity,
magic.
right? The entity that it was attached to. You can try to attune to this thing if you want, and use it as a shield.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you want to attune to this thing and use it as a shield?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I will
There's
send
some
you.
magical charge to it. Fuck yeah.
I will send you the stat block for that shield.
Awesome. Okay.
And
Man.
go ahead and level up your characters. We'll figure out something for the next 2 weeks because we don't want to miss our Tobin Frampton. Framtobin. Framben.
So I might be able to come on next week because I won't be on the cruise yet, but we'll but like if I do, I might have to like get on like 30 minutes or an hour if I'm able to make it, just because I'll be putting the kids down because here I start at 10 o'clock, but we'll be in California, so we'll be 3 hours behind. So just a warning. But if I can make it, I'll let you know.
Okay.
But for right now, I probably won't know that until maybe like Wednesday, and let's just plan to say that I'll probably miss it.
Okay. Yeah, we can run that as the plan.
All right. Man, at level 6, I get a Misty Step that brings the enemy to me and reduces their speed to 0.
Okay.
That is gonna be great.
Grum, I'm actually gonna send you this now.
All right.
It's a +1 shield at the very least.
Woohoo!
But you are now attuned.
+1 shield is always good, too.
You're attuned to that.
What? Oh, what the? Oh, snap. Hold on. This is a whole new thing I'm unfamiliar with.
If you would, you can. Would you?
Oh, shit.
Congratulations.
Thanks, bro.
Share the wealth. Come on, show us. Don't be shy.
You're welcome to tell them, or you can role play it out.
We're gonna role play it out.
All right, sounds good. All right, guys. If I don't talk to you in the next few, have a great couple of weeks, everyone.